All right, all right, all right. Shalom, 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 Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say, this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher, has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say, it's going to be a good one. And it's pretty much part two of Warning is Finished. Boy, he wrote me down earlier today. I mean, he had me all over the place. I mean, don't get me wrong now, it felt good. It really felt good. But then again, I had sorrow in a way that it's kind of hard to describe because it comes from the inner man, you know. So it was just I guess that's exactly what the title is. The warning is finished. I mean, there's no need in Sister Deborah or anyone else coming to warn people of something that Ahias is planning on doing or about to do, or what he has to really say, or he says it matches with it's all finished. So even the warnings are done away with. That's why the sorrow is there, is because it's like say, okay, what if you're not gonna warn the people? And I see what he's saying, because the way he was telling me what he was telling me earlier today when he had me all over the place. If I have left word in the instructions in the direction book, and I said, study it to show thyself. And if you tarry, I shall come and abide with thee and be your teacher of all things. Um, and he has been just that to many of those who were already ordained to receive the Ruach HaKodesh. So what he's saying to me to say unto you, even the warnings are finished. And that's kind of to me scary in my spirit, man. It's scary. It's like these people don't understand how they have stepped on his glory and what he stands for, what he meant, what he taught, um, what he has given us, shown to us, revealed to us. We just don't have no sense of respect for his authority, his power, his glory. Just the ideal of knowing he the creator of all things, even the evil and wicked. Who shouldn't have a high level of respect and honor to one that is in control of all of that? But what he said is, there's nothing else to warn the people. Revelation has already walked this. What's truly closer to, I said chapters 11 and 12. He's saying that it is Revelation has already stepped onto the scene, okay, and things have been fulfilled according to his will out of Revelation. So he was saying, I had already released things from heaven, Deborah, in Revelation. So what do they think someone's going to come and do? What are they looking for? Why are they looking and desiring? And he was saying there's something somewhere in their spirit, man, where they're searching. They are searching for something. You know what I'm saying? And he's saying that it's no need to search anymore because there's nothing to find. So much he was pouring out in my spirit today. I was all over the place. I said, but wait a minute, hold up, hold up, Father, y'all, hold up. And it was like one after another. I had to. This my glasses are need cleaning. I had to pull over, you all. I had to get off the highway and pull over so I can really grip what the Spirit was really saying to me. And I remember him saying, he was saying that you speak, and you speak loud, you speak bold, you speak sharp. But guess what? Guess what? Everything you have spoken, it had always carried the power. And I'm like, what? So he was letting me know, and he said that about 3 or 4 times. I was like, where is he going with this? But what I come to know is he's saying that you don't have to warn people anymore. It's finished. Everything has been given to each and every last one of us. And he says what's going on, we walking that thing out. He ain't sending no one. So people come and say, he said, for me to tell you this and tell you that and tell you this. He said, there's no more of that. Now, listen to what I'm saying. If the Most High come to me in the water and he say something to me, if I bring it forth to you all, I'm just bringing you what he said to me. Okay? And that's what he's saying. You don't have to do that. You don't have to reveal anything. I've revealed all heaven has to loose among the people. So if they're looking for a sign or wonder, or they looking for the light or anything, nothing's coming, because everything has already been given unto us. And because it has been given to us, hello in the live chat, it's good to see you. He's saying that there's nothing else or to give or to send through anyone. So this is the time period where he says many false prophets shall rise. Why? Y'all don't get it. Let me tell you why. Because if he's finished, then they know what time it is for them. It makes sense. I'm telling you, the way the Father was breaking that thing down to me, I was like, oh, wow. And it was like going back to, like I say to you all the time, when he's saying things, it's almost like it's something in me that knew it already, but it's like he's coming to make sure it is locked in me, that I understand it the way that he has fully given it to me. So I look at it like that and I say, okay, I get you. Okay. So today he was sharing so much with me. And he was saying that many false prophets and teachers. It's like now we have a lot of false prophets, false apostles, false prophetess, false Christs, all over the place. And he's saying that that's what season it is, not season time, an hour we're in. They're rising by great numbers. That's what he's saying. They are, and you guys, when he said that, I was like, almost wanted to say, how did you know that? Because I know I'm a living prophet, not a dead one. I'm living in this day. He knew this day. He saw this day. But I'm like, you saying things that I'm sitting here knowing already, but I'm like, I mean, they are booming on every corner. You're getting people who just stepped in positions and they're just out here feeding the people. So what he's saying is no more for me. I'm done. I done sung my prophets and I have left word. I've given the spirit and truth. I've given my light. I've given revelation. I've given the prophecies of what shall come in that day, and in that hour. He said, well, what more do they want me to do? He said, the fire is on the earth. The judgment is in the midst. I mean, I'm like, and wicked and evil is having themselves a time. Big time. They have deceived so many people in great numbers, and you might not even really grip this. In the last 2 weeks, evil have hit at such a great number among what one would call the house of Israel. Great number. You got so many men coming up out of the woodworks, just all over the place, teaching people. I've heard them, several of them, they say, when I didn't used to have any subscribers and they hit me 25,000 a day. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Because they're giving them what they want. They're giving the people the food for their flesh, which is the food for their darkness. So they would never go hungry ever again in their flesh. And I mean, when I heard two of them say that. And I heard a couple of them say that the Bible is not something you should look into. It's not true. Nothing in it is true. It is a lie. And then that was two of them said that too. But one of them was saying the Old Testament, but the New Testament is no good. So this is what the Father was sharing with me in the last, say, 2 or 3 weeks anyway. He was saying how they're going to do away with the book, Deborah. I was saying that's about right, because they got their own interpretation. They got their own wisdom and knowledge caught up in their flesh. And that's what they want to teach. That's what they want to preach. That's what they want to lead the people on. And he said, I'm not going to stop. Rumble. He said, like I said, I created the evil for the days of evil and wicked and evil. I did that. This is their hour. This is their day. These are the days that was prophesied by minds, Deborah, that these days shall come, that is prepared for evil and wicked. So I'm like, okay. And you got men on here trying to break down the 12 tribes, and they have never knew anything about the Hebrew Israelite. Many of them had just gotten in it within the month or two, not even a year, but they all coming out of nowhere trying to teach this thing. And I'm like, saying, but what? And then when I was speaking to you all about Isaiah 3 and how he said the elders are going to put the young ones up and let them be the princess and the king, and they're going to be trying to get them to rule, because they're going to stand back in the back, and they're going to put the young ones on the front line. And that's why he was saying how, and your children shall be your oppressor. See, a lot of y'all don't know nothing about all of that. He said the Father already wanted us to know that your children shall be your oppressor, because the elders have given them so much leeway to rule in the household, in business, everywhere you go. You're going to see the young men taking over, trying to rule and be over things that they know not of. But because it has been prophesied that the elders are going to push it on the young and make them princes and kings and rulers over them. But they're going to be in the back, how would you say it? In the back, pressure, not with pressure, but kind of putting them out there. And the young people are going to see that they're pushing us on out. But guess what? The young ones don't have truth. They don't have spirit and truth, and the elders don't either. But what little they have, they're giving it to the young ones in the wrong way. So that's why he said those that have led you to error. He was telling the men that. Those that have led you to error. So this is what you see even in what's going on today. They putting individuals up to represent their so-called thinking that they got the power. They're somebody, they so special. And the Father was dealing with me on the Jews, and he was saying from heaven there was not anything called Jews. There's no such thing in the heavens. If it's heavens haven't released it from heavens as we see it to be on earth, we are placing things in our own self-order. And he's saying that Jews didn't come from heaven, meaning that name, you see? He's saying that this is something that men, just like they have started in the beginning and made their own gods, their own idols, they own names for themselves in their groups. And he was saying, okay, how can one Jew tell the other one they're not the Jews when they both doing the same thing against Ahiah? He said, if one doing this and the other one is doing this, and it's all both doing all wicked and evil, what's the deal? What's the fight about? We the Jews, we the Jews. He said the Jews, he know who are the true Jews. Now that was placed, that word Jew was placed in there because we know that back then it wasn't called that, y'all. Back in Yeshua days, it wasn't called that. So the synagogue of Satan, those that's in the synagogue of Satan, taking the place of another people, they're called the synagogue of Satan. But the other one said that we are Jews. What separate you from them? What are you doing? And what have you doing so that the world can look and see and say, oh yeah, y'all the true, y'all are the true people of the Most High Ahiah. We have not done anything to represent Yah. And we stand today in this day and in this hour, and we want to represent him in a way that's very ugly and unattractive, that does not represent his glory. And we know that those people that's in the synagogue of Satan that Revelations talk about, we know already that is not, they are not the true people. That's what we need to be more so pushing forward, so that the young people can also understand it the right way. But when we sitting out saying, when we are the true Jews, and the Father said, okay, now, if you had to ask them, Deborah, what separates you all? First thing they'll say, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the first thing they'll say. He say, but Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was not a stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient people. These were people of the seed, of righteous, of faith, of belief, of endurance. So who are you? You see what I'm saying? So even if they had to reach back and identify themselves as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or even if they identify themselves as Jacob, still in all, Jacob wasn't what you are. Jacob was never called stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. Jacob never, and his whole crew, they never got, the Father never destroyed them by great numbers. Everybody that traveled with Jacob, everybody that traveled with Isaac, everybody that traveled with Abraham, they was good with Ahiah. They were Ahiahs. In this day and time, only thing they hold on to is that we are the children of Jacob, and that gives us a right to do wrong, to do evil and wicked, and to call right wrong and wrong right, because we are the children of Jacob. Not showing Jacob no respect, none whatsoever. These people never thought, well, wait a minute, why are we doing this to Jacob? Why are we doing this to him? Why are we doing this to Abraham and Isaac? They wasn't like this. So how is it that we can't separate? We can't even show that we are Jacob's children by righteous, by just, by faith. No one talks about stuff like that, because they want everybody to feel that we are the people by flesh and not by righteous, as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were. So we comes in, we're wanting to step in, and we want to be looked at as somebody so special, but we have not one time show Ahiah, not one thing from Genesis to Revelation. Nobody wants, and those who think they overly learned, they know this book back to front, front to back, and every other lost books. They holier than thou in it and out of it. They knew Greek. They know how to teach Greek and Hebrew. When they finish, they still lost. They're the lost ones, really, truly. Because when it all said and done, nobody wants to tackle spirit and truth. Okay, say for instance, we stand on the mountain, proclaim that we are Jacob's children. And the faith in synagogue, we can prove that they are not. How do we separate ourselves from them on the earth? Look how we conduct ourselves. Look how we live. And that's what he was showing me today. They're not showing and representing me in nothing they're doing today. They on these devil platform representing themselves and Satan. Even though those that's the synagogue of Satan, the fake Jews, as they call Jews, the fake children. Okay? But what are we doing? How are we representing a higher? Are we dealing with the orphanage, the fatherless, the widows, the homeless, the hungry, in prison, in hospital? Are we as a people who say we are Jacob's children? What are we doing to show that we are the seed of righteousness, the seed of faith, the seed of belief, the seed of endurance, and the seed of fear? What identified us to fall in line like unto Jacob? Nothing. Because we have not done anything as Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham has done in the eyes of Yah. Righteous. You see? We done the opposite of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's why we find today a time, a day as this, to feel that we're going to fight for who we are. What are you, said the Father. Ahia said, what are you? Who are you? And what are you about that represents him? Because he wants them to also know you can walk around here all you want and deceive the multitude of those who say they are the children of Jacob. But I got 2 promises up in Abraham. They won't tell y'all that. And Ahia don't have no problem. You not knowing. Why? Because heaven says already orchestrated the promise. Heavens has orchestrated the promise for eternal life and the promise for the land. You see? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob already received the promise for eternal life. But he did not promise eternal life to Jacob's children. He promised a land. A land for what? For the flesh. You see? So when we're running around trying to force people to understand we are the true, the what? Want me to tell you what he told me? Yeah, they are the true ones. The true ones who have been stiff-necked, rebellious, and disobedient, who have idol gods since Genesis, even to the day 2022. That's why it's so easy for them when one of their brothers step up to do anything. This is what the Father said. A black man can step up and murder 50 people in a store. And the first thing the brothers would do and say, we need to support him. Because if it was them, they wouldn't do theirs like that. You see? That's what the Father is talking about. They don't see no unrighteous in anything. Because righteous don't rest in them, but unrighteous does. They don't see no righteous in anything. They just assume we ate Jacob's kids. And that's it. That cannot be in Jacob's bloodline is not going to get you in eternal heaven, y'all. Even though Jacob's bloodline is going to have, don't forget Joseph. I mean, y'all got to understand now. You run around here and talk and rumble your mouth about we the people, but don't forget now, even in heavens where the 12 gates, you ain't the 12. When did the 12 when were the 12 tribes put forth? See, that's what they keep forgetting. How many kings came out of the 12 tribes that worked for that was the seed of Ahiah, the righteous seed of Ahiah? Many out of different tribes. You see what I'm saying? But we as a people, we are so into trying to prove who we are. Where? Father, I see where you're going. We are trying to prove who we are and too ignorant to realize we're only trying to prove who our flesh is. We ain't identifying who our spirit is. We want the world to know that we the people. Okay. Sister Deborah is going to get the chart that the Father told her to make up today, and I didn't do it. Disobedient. Didn't I tell you we disobedient? And he told me to write it up. And I'm going to make lists of things that we have not followed of the Most High Yah since Genesis. We want everybody so we can see who the true Jews really are and what make up, Father, what makes up a true Jew. Since they want to claim it like that, since they want to go there, let's go there, y'all. And this is the things you all should, hello in the live chat, it's good to see you. These are the things we all should be saying to these people. This is where you know who's light and who's darkness. Because they don't tackle the fact that, wait a minute, okay, we the people, we the children of the Most High Yah. We Jacob's seed, coming from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We Jacob's seed. Okay, come on with it. He told me, y'all, I got the papers in the board in there. He said, write it up. You want to say you the true Jews? He said, tell them who the true Jews are. And you know what? If I were to go and do that, you all will be brokenhearted to see what the true Jews really look like in reality of spirit and truth. Y'all, the picture's not pretty, baby. It's not good at all. And we can sit here on these devil platforms, cut up from the floor and look over there and say the fake Jews is in the synagogue of Satan and they work for Satan, but Ahiah say you work for him too. So how do you separate them? You want to claim we the people, we the true Jews, and he over there is working for Satan, you working for Satan. Who are who? See, this is what Ahiah was saying to me today. What makes them special? What makes them all this and some, Deborah? They want to battle we the Jews, we the true Jews, and they the fake ones. We know. They know they the fake ones. But it shows me, the prophetess in the wilderness that has lived in the wilderness, to know what I know today. And that is, they always knew who you were before you got over here, because he sent them after you in your own land. They know you by heart, and you don't know who you are now. Listen, if I said, if we had 100 Negro men just in the United States, you probably get one, maybe two, no more than two, that claim to be the Hebrew Israelite, the children of Jacob. Why, Deborah? That's showing you the percentage of how many Negroes, I put like that, are claiming to be the true Jews. You see? See how you, let me show you. I'm gonna try to tell you what I'm saying. Let's say, for instance, if we had, say, 100 men that was doing the work of Yah, hallelujah. They stood high and tall like Jacob, like Isaiah, and like Abraham. representing Yah. Righteous was in them and on the inside and outside. Ahiah had branded them with righteous, belief, faith, fear, endurance. He had brand them with all of these things before they got down here. Okay, so let's say, for instance, we had 100 men that represent Ahiah. They ain't represent, oh, I'm the true Jews. They just saying, okay, I'm represent Ahiah. Do you know that 100 would change 10,000 if the 100 was standing in the light and represent Ahiah? They could change 10,000 with 100. But they don't want to stand in the light, y'all. That's what Sister Deborah is saying. They don't want to get in the midst of the light. They don't want to desire the light or yearn or tell you what, or thirst for the light. They don't want to really represent Jacob. People, these men don't want to represent Jacob. They don't want to represent Isaac. They don't want to represent Abraham. They want to use their titles to be something to the world. Because if you take 100 and they do the will of the Father, everywhere you see people see them, they got ways of knowing how to talk to people, treat people. They're not fighting. The brothers are not fighting each other or killing each other, stealing from each other. They building each other up. They building their business. They taking care of their families. They taking care of their household. They showing the world that we are like unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you ain't got not one on the face of the earth today out of millions that stands in the light of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Only one thing they stand in the light of: having many wives. Following the righteous brand, the faith brand, the fear brand, the belief brand that Ahiah has brand into Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob before the foundation of the world. These Negroes don't have that. So that's why he was on me today. He was on me about everything. Every time I turn around, he was saying this and this and I was trying to catch up with him. I said, you know what? Woo! I feel like I already knew all this. He said, you did. I'm just showing you how it's over even warning people, Deborah. They don't want nothing. These people want only what these Negro men are giving them. And that's a fight for their money. That's a fight for their money. That's it. They ain't giving y'all no light. They ain't giving y'all no spirit and truth of the matter. They ain't giving you all even the study guide righteous. They haven't given you the study guide in righteousness. They're giving you their flesh at its fullest, at its fullness of its understanding, of the fullness of the flesh wisdom, in the fullness of the flesh knowledge, in the fullness of the flesh emotions, in the fullness of the flesh feelings, in the fullness of the flesh personal opinion. So Ahiah said to me, Deborah, they want to battle. We the true Jews and they the fake one. We coming up and we gonna rise up. We're going to rise up together. We're going to unite the darkness. And we're going to come up with the darkness. And we're going to stand and take our identity. And they don't even understand, baby. If you would have walked in the light of the Most High Ahiah, if you would have taught in spirit and truth, you would have understood that your identity never went anywhere. It's just your stupidity that got you thinking somebody trying to steal your identity. But if you held on to your own identity, nobody wouldn't steal it. And what identity is that, Deborah? What are you trying to say? If these darn Negroes would have held on to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the order in which they served Yah, then they wouldn't be in the condition they're in today. And you didn't hear Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob going around killing their brothers, gang banging, bringing drugs into their community among their multitude. And they had a multitude, y'all. You think these men on this devil platform think they got a multitude? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they had a multitude. to take care of, to feed, to lead into the what spirit and truth was. You see, they had it even harder because, see, spirit and truth now live in us through the Ruach HaKodesh, and it teaches us from that level. But see, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they had him upon. He was upon them. He was leading and guiding them, but he was upon them. You see, it's the difference. You see how good we had it and have it, but yet we have nothing in us that represent our 3 forefathers. So Ahia said, I tell you what, Abraham, come on here. I'm going to take you someplace you ain't never been. I'm going to take you in a realm called holy. And I'm going to bring you into a vision on top of a vision so you can kind of get this thing. And I appreciate the Father doing that to him because he didn't burden Abraham with what's going to go on with us. He didn't put that burden on Abraham. He didn't put that burden on Isaac. He didn't put that burden on Jacob, even though they knew. Jacob was willing to tell all of his children how ugly they were the hour before he died. They didn't even want to come in the room. Jacob said, gather yourself, sons, together, that I may tell you what is going to be before you in days, in the last days. They didn't come. They didn't come. They refused to come. And what does it say? Jacob had an hour, y'all. So he got to break this thing down to his 12 tribes, his 12 sons. They didn't come. They wouldn't come. But the Spirit of the Most High Yah met them where they were at. Says, gather yourself together, sons of Jacob, and hearken unto your father Jacob. See? And that brought them power, controlling them by forcing them to come before Jacob so he can tell them how ugly of a people they are. And that's what Jacob was saying. So if you ever see Jacob's, just imagine if Sister Deborah was dying and I called all 6 of my children, I tell them how ugly they are of a people. When Jacob did that, no shame in his game. He just let them know. Why? Because Ahia suffered him to know those 12 sons and who they were. See the blessing that Jacob had upon him? When I hear these men teach Jacob and Esau, and I see it and I hear it, and I said, but Father, how is it they can teach it with no spirit and truth? He said, Deborah, you want these people so bad because you own the earth. You living among them. You're not dead. You living. You live in this thing. You want them so bad to get it. But they can't get what I haven't ordained from heavens for them to receive. That was just like Peter and the 12 when they asked him, who is I am? And Peter nailed it. I didn't give the keys to all 11. The other 11, I gave them to Peter. You see, so he was just saying, your expectation is a feeling of a mother who want these men to have keys to open up knowledge and wisdom and the understanding of the right hand of the Father, all power. He said they never did even know who I was in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26. So how do you feel them knowing today anything? And there was only 2 times when everything was perfect before sin stepped on the scene. And them 2 times that things was perfect, in one of them, they didn't know what Genesis 1 and 26 meant. But here it is, 2022. You want them to know all the mystery and know everything and have the keys. It's over, baby. Ain't nobody warning these people. Reason what Father is saying to me, it's no need in warning people when he has already orchestrated who they were from the heaven. You see how sweet that sound? Don't that sound so innocent and sweet? He said, I'm not going to warn these people no more, Deborah. I'm not giving them this and giving them that. I'm not making them something I didn't make them from before the foundation of the world. So I go back and I say, okay, how could you have planted the seed in the soil of Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac and Jacob. They were put in the soil, Deborah. I said, but all them other seeds. He said, all those other seeds got the word, just like everybody else did. But I had already orchestrated when I dropped them seed, they was in a place I knew they wasn't going to increase in nothing. But Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they belong to me. They are to the promise of eternal. There's Jacob's seeds Jacob bloodline don't even understand. You ain't got nothing, baby. You got the earth. And you want me to tell you what goes in the earth? Your body, your flesh goes back to the earth. That's all you've been promised. That's all you've been promised. You see? So while you chasing, we the people, we the Hebrew Israelite, we the true, yeah, you the true children of Jacob's. You the bloodline of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but the sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes. You are them. Okay? Now, in them 12 tribes now, there were some of them that are higher planted seeds, his seeds in the proper soil. You see? Because they came down here to be planted in the proper soil. But the other ones on stony ground, by the wayside, thorns, and they down here hooping and hollering now. That's those who are hooping and hollering now with no spirit and truth that's backing nothing they said up nor down. And this is how they continue over and over and over and over. So he was all on me, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, let me get something to do. Let me go I'm way south county. I went all the way north county over there to my children's house. Because I'm like, wait a minute, he giving me too much. And he did. And I really appreciate it because he was just wanting me to understand that even the warning is there to support me too. You know, it's finished, Deborah. You don't have to warn people to the degree of you wanting them to get what I have already ushered out. They can't get what I haven't ordained for them to receive, no matter how you break it up and no matter how you break it down. If it's not meant for them from heaven and I have bound it so it can't be loosed on earth, then how is it that they're going to have something that I have not released unto them? So what did he say? He said, because of the day that we are in, and many false Christs has came, and many of those who say they are Jacob's seed has sent many out in the field, telling them, go. He sent them out there. That's the work of the power of Yah. And how they can't really grip that's what they're doing is because they did never know what Genesis 1 and 26 was saying. They never knew us was the power. Us is Christ. Us is the Father's right hand and his stretched out arm. No, us is not Yeshua. Us is not his spirit. Us is Christ, the Father's right hand and stretched out arm, which were called the beloved, the only begotten Son of Yah. You see? So by them not knowing that, when it got into Matthew's, Luke, John, and Mark, when it says many false prophets and false Christ shall rise, they didn't understand how could somebody rise as the false Christ? And it tells you through power. They coming in, and the men of the Hebrew are saying, go out there. There you go. Ahijah has given him power. Oh, he's over here. Here go another one. Go out. See him. Come see. Come here. And this is what you see on all the platforms. Even the new people who had platforms for tennis shoes, for sports, for all kind of the dogs, all of them made their platform now about the chaos for the false Christ, and everybody's going out. And they bragging on the fact, oh, I didn't have no more than 1,000 subscribers. I got 25,000. I got 20,000. Oh, I got 50,000 now. They amazed with the idea of having so many people coming to their page. They decided to cover that gap and flip their page from talking about dogs, talking about sports, talking about this, talking about that, and decided to flip their page to cover about the true Jews. And none of them have no fullness about none of it, said the Most High Ahia. Because Ahia went to explain to me. He say, okay, say for instance, they say, all right, we're the true Jews. How is it that they are the synagogue of Satan and you are the sin of your forefathers, stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience? You killing your brothers, killing your wives, killing your kids, committing all kind of crime, bringing drugs into your neighborhood, selling, making sure your whole neighborhood is cracked out. You're doing everything the synagogue of Satan is doing, except for they got the money because the world think that they are somebody. And you're trying to prove to the world, come on, y'all, give us the money. That's all you're trying to do. You ain't trying to walk in the light of y'all and represent Jacob as his true bloodline, which is eternal seed from the Most High Ahia. You're trying to walk in the bloodline of the promise of the land, and you want to grab in power, authority, rulership, king, leader, and you have not taken on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's footsteps. They said it like that. These men has not taken on the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob footsteps. None. And if anybody, all you have to do is sit back and just think, wait a minute now, don't that make some sense? We the true Jews, but what are we doing that's different from those that's over there in the synagogue of Satan, pretending to be Jews? What are you doing different, said the Most High Ahia. That's what the Father was saying to me today. What are they doing different, Deborah? Their sin is at the highest than the one in synagogue of Satan. And how is it? Anybody in the live chat? Why is the Hebrew Jacob bloodline wicked and evil is higher than the wicked and evil of Satan in the synagogue? Who knows? Which one? I mean, how can you say that they are different? In what way? Anybody in the live chat, can you answer that? What's the difference in the two? The fake Jews who have taken on an identity of Jacob's children. Okay? They're doing identical what Jacob is doing. Lots of what Jacob is doing. If they're not killing their family, they've killed so many people, controlled all the world wealth, and all kind of other things. The synagogue of Satan. But look at our rappers. They're not taking care of theirs. They're not doing anything. Selling drugs in your community, rapping and still selling drugs. They're not doing no more than the one in the synagogue of Satan. But let me tell you the difference. There's a big difference in Ahia. There's a big difference in y'all don't even know it. Let me tell y'all the difference. The one in the synagogue of Satan, Proverbs 16:4 said, I created them for the days of evil. The wicked and the evil for the days of evil and wicked. To where you got these over here claiming that they Jacob's seed and they entitled to have what these people over here had. And the only one took it from them is the one who ruled everything, who owned everything, and saw their ugliness, their wickedness, their evil. And then I say, wait a minute, now hold up now, Father, hold up now. Sister Deborah. It's so many scriptures in there. Me telling y'all, they were killing each other. They were shedding blood. They were polluting the Holy Land. Now, how can you do that? See, y'all want to put people up above y'all. Bring their tails down low. Bring your tails down low. So this is what is happening. They found another way to come around another way. So what they're doing is they're planning on, and they already started, denying the Bible. Okay? They're denying the Bible. And to deny the Bible means they deny the curse. So what do? They bring more evil to stand on top of the curse. So they won't ever have to look at the curse at its end game. Is it going to stop the curse end game? How you said fire is on ground now. That means fire is on ground now. You're going to get cut up from the floor. And see, they thinking that how you love us so much. We Jacob, baby. Jacob told you how ugly you were before he died. He had 1 hour to tell you how ugly you were. And once he told all of them how ugly they were and wicked they were, he fell asleep. See, nobody wants to read that and teach that, right? Y'all don't. That's one thing I learned about the Hebrew Israelites. They don't believe in speaking spirit and truth. They don't believe in the truth of the matter of anything righteous. They want to only have enough to deceive their people to believe that they're all good and dandy. And the Bible's been telling them from Genesis to Revelation, you are stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient, just like your forefathers. Now, when it says forefathers, it's not talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see, do y'all understand what I'm saying? He never told Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob they are a stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. So what is that saying? They wasn't loaded with that type of sin in them. But you are. But then you want to say, we the children. You want to make it look like because they are the seed for the promise and you are the seed for the blood, for the land. And you want to make it look like you matches them and you don't. You don't. And it is so beautiful to know that the lamb wasn't slaughtered when he got down here. Lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, before heaven and earth was created. The lamb was slaughtered, and by him being slaughtered, all the ones that are in the Lamb Book of Life was placed in there because they reigned right under the lamb that was slaughtered in the heaven. So that's where they at. How you like them now? So all this stuff about us in here trying to boast and boost and be pride-minded, self-centered, self-motivated, caught up in our flesh wisdom, our flesh knowledge, our flesh understanding, and all our emotions and all our feelings, a way I ain't never seen men be. But the thing about it, you ain't doing nothing but riding in a circle. And pretty soon you're going to get dizzy because guess what? He got fire on the earth right now. He has fire on the earth. So when you finish running around here trying to deceive these people that everybody's doing something to you and you ain't shut your mouth long enough to do right by Ahia. Now listen to this. Why do we feel that it is important to know that we are the true Jews, but not important to know who our Ahia is? He is the true creator. We want to know who, we want to get up on a pedestal and be lifted up high, but we want to bring our creator down low. See, we don't want to talk about what's important. You think it's important for these Hebrew Israelite men and women, especially our young men, to know who they are? Or is it important for them to know who Ahia is? Which one is important? He says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven. And anything else, Deborah, I see it through. They don't even want to do that because they have built their own synagogue of Satan. And they standing up against the synagogue of Satan in Revelation, and they're a synagogue of Satan as well. You see? That's what thus said the Most High. That's what he was giving me today. And I was eating it up because I'm like, but Father, wait a minute now, hold up, Father, yeah, hold up, Father, yeah. I said, wait a minute, I thought I knew that. Yeah, I'm just enlightening you in case you have forgotten, you know. And he began to tell me, I had such, I don't know what I did with that, but he began to tell me today, you know, that's what he was shooting into me today. You know, he was just giving me that to understand that why you might be talking about what they're doing and you own it. You're 100. But let me step into you a little bit. And I was like, what did I do? What did I do? He started just shooting stuff I done said on this devil platform so many times. He just started shooting it in me. Just bringing it back to my remembrance. That's what the Ruach does. It brings things back to your remembrance. He was just shooting it. And I started saying, wait a minute, Father, y'all. I knew that though. But it felt like it had more power when he was bringing it to me. Because he wanted me to understand the fullness of warning is finished. You done said more than enough. You even tried giving people the keys that I didn't tell you to give to them. But you gave them the keys based on what took place before the foundation of the world. So it can open doors to those who say they're walking in spirit and truth and have the light. He said, everything you even gave, you gave strictly out of who I am. You can't give no more, Deborah. You can't give no more. You can't give people what they really don't want. They don't want it. And this is what he's saying. He said, you seeing why I am who I am, why I have prophesied. I can, y'all. Will you believe? I believe everything Ahia have said, how he has orchestrated this instructions and direction to be inspired by him. I believe it all because he have proven himself to be that and some. And proven to me, just me being a living prophet, not a dead one, on the earth, seeing exactly what they're doing according to what he said they would do. Here we are, he say. They are fighting a battle all over the place. Now it's going to be all over the world, trying to identify that we are the true Jews. You know what the Father told me, y'all? Let me tell y'all what he told me. He said, Deborah, they not fighting against the people. They trying to fight against me. And I was like, hold up, Father, y'all. Hold up, Father, y'all. What you mean? He said, Deborah, they are trying to fight up against me. They trying to make their instruction and direction a lie. To make this instructions and directions a lie, then they can go out and teach this thing in a way nobody is going to ever pick up this book and read it. So what is that saying? No more spirit and truth. Because you'll get it in the spirit, but they won't get it. Many, the multitude won't get it because they're trying to change everything so that you won't be able to see what Ahia has orchestrated before the foundation of the world. And they doing y'all, let me tell you something. How is it you're trying to prove to a people that took your identity? Nobody could even answer that. How are you trying to prove to a people that has stolen your identity? And Ahia has warned you that they are the synagogue of Satan. This is what they do. I created them for the days of evil and wicked and evil. I did that, said Ahia. I did that. How you like me now? Now what's up? You see? So what are you doing? Why are you trying to prove to them who you are? They knew who you were before you even got over here. I the one sent them to come looking for your tail. I the one sent the ships, not them. I sent them to come after you. You went running all over the place. I went having them to collect your tail. Put your tail on that ship and disperse you like I have prophesied that you will be dispersed all over the different countries. And when you got there, you stood right in front of their face and identified me in front of their face. And how did you identify tribe of Judah, the true Jews? The true Jews. How did you identify your most high or higher from the promised land? He said, you profane his name. So don't come running over here thinking that everybody down as low as you are in your mentality and in your walk. You in the walk of your flesh, not in no spirit. Because the reality is, how could you profane his name when you got over here if you didn't know who he was when you were over there on your way over here? So it leads me to realize that even your forefathers, when they got over here, they already knew who they were. And they knew who Ahia was. You see what I'm saying, y'all? We are a people that's so ugly and wicked. And we want always to convince others that they are wicked than we are. But they can't be wicked and evil than we are. Why? Why can't they be wicked as we are? Because we were the ones that stood in the midst of 3 seeds that came from heavens, from the eternal promise. We came from those. But it doesn't lead us into the eternal. Because that's a promise from the heaven. We in the promise from the earth, which is the land. So we are the monsters. We done started so many sins that hit this earth, it is off the chain. If you don't even have to do your study. The Ruach HaKodesh will teach it to you. But he said they don't want you to teach you. They want you to lie to them so they can live on the lie and not on the truth. So he's saying the heathens knew who you were before you got over here. You knew who you were before you got over here. Where you at today? You're trying your best to make a higher out of lie. That's what he's saying, which makes a lot of sense to me. Because when he went to telling me that today, they trying to make me out of lie. They trying to bring a curse upon my curse in Deuteronomy 28. They're trying to put one on top of that. Theirs on top of that. And I'm like, but Father, he said, Deborah, let me show y'all what he told me. He said, Deborah, have you ever thought you ain't had not one Hebrew Israelite scholar, teacher, the prophet, apostle, minister, Maureen, seer, watchman? You ain't had nan one of them to teach Deuteronomy 28 from 15 to the end of Deuteronomy 28. You will never get on this devil platform and teach. And I said, Father, I thought they was just being a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. He said, no, it's deeper than that, Deborah. They got too much wickedness in them. And right now, he said they're trying to climb on top of it. Because once they can do away with Deuteronomy 28, they got y'all. Which they got you anyway, because they got a lot of lies out there and everybody running behind the lie. Just like they said, come on out here. He's out here, y'all. Christ, the power of who Ahia is, has sent people here so that they can stand on the mountain for us. Wow. Now I have heard that they first was calling them Moses, Black Moses, Aaron. Now I hear they calling them the 2 witnesses. And you know they're going to be in trouble now because this prophet here been waiting on the 2 witnesses. And you mean you going to bring that up and tell people that that's the 2 witnesses? Oh, my Father. He was just showing me. Now, if Ahia then gave us the whole idea of who the 2 witnesses is and what they're going to be like, how did our Negro men set them up to be revealed as 2 witnesses? The 2 witnesses that Ahia is supposed to be sending. You see how crazy they begin to get? This is why they don't tackle Deuteronomy 28 verse Deuteronomy 28 verse 15 all the way down to the end, because it tells them, I'm going to let them heathens and Gentiles and them fake fools destroy your tail. And he told me, Deborah, that ain't nothing new. Just because you refuse to pick up all the verses from Genesis all the way to Revelation and see how I brought my wrath on them many times. I drew that sword and killed them by 5,000, 50,000, 70,000, 80,000, 100,000. How you like me now? None of them ever given you all the idea that Ahia been taking their lives with the sword. I mean, killing them since Genesis. He's been doing it. Who has he been doing it to? the tribe of Judah and Jacob. I mean, the tribe of Judah and Israel and the tribe of Judah. And that's why he wanted me to get in there. But what I'm afraid of is I'm at least gonna run up on 100. I really believe because I ran up on one today in the old, and I was like, wait a minute, when did this happen? And I was like, when did you do this? See? So when we see that the brothers today, the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient, Ahiah just told you in the biblical, in the instruction and direction, they're gonna be worse than their forefathers. And that's where they at today. They won't tell y'all no spirit and truth of no matter. They want to live the lifestyle of the flesh of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, meaning the part that allows them to have many wives, get their lust on. But they don't want to follow nothing else, because to follow Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you got to be branded with faith, belief, righteous, fear, and endurance. If you ain't branded before the foundation of the world, before you get down here, you ain't the seed that's in the soil. You're the seeds on stony ground, by the wayside, and in thorns. You'll never produce nothing. See, that's how deep he got everything covered. He said, let them do what they want. Come on with it, y'all. Come on with it. I got it covered. He don't have it covered here on the earth, y'all. He had it covered in the heavens. See, his rest, when he said, and he rest, y'all didn't get his rest. His rest said, I'm finished now. I done spoken my power and brought it forth. Now I'm sitting, resting, and seeing it walk itself out. That's what he was talking about. You know, he don't need no rest. But we so gone. We thinking we're going to make it the way we see it, that we may gain the rest the way we see fit and understand it. But we should understand him first. He said, seek ye the kingdom of Ahiah, and all shall be added. That means we have to seek his righteousness and the way he orchestrated it. Let me just say that again. I like that, Father, y'all. See where you're going with that. I like that. I kind of like that. He says, seek ye the kingdom first, and all shall be added. Why? Because if you seek the kingdom of the Most High Ahiah, you would know that everything in the heavens and in the heavens, on the earth, and under the earth was created and orchestrated before heaven and earth was created. Before anything was created, Ahiah had already orchestrated everything. So that you and I won't run around here trying to get the glory, trying to get the honor, trying to grab the power and say, we, like the Hebrew Israelite men has done since time. So Ahiah says to me, how is it one would think that someone has stolen their identity when they don't want to accept your identity been right in the midst of you? You stole your own identity from yourself. No one stole your identity. You stole it from yourself. What you mean, Sister Deborah? When you was over in your own land, you killed your brothers. The blood was shed on holy ground. Land floating with milk and honey, the most richest land on the face of the earth. You know what made it even richer? It was holy. He said, the Father said, you polluted his holy land. See, men won't talk about that. They won't talk about stuff like that. But they want you to think it's time for us to rise. Our identity. Take back what belonged to us. We this and we that, we this. He said, no, hold up. You tell them one thing. I told them to seek thee the kingdom of heaven. And everything after that shall be added to them based on if they obey what I said. If they obey it, now seek your flesh in the ways of your flesh. But don't come near me. And that's what has happened. And all the way up until the year of 2022, that's what everybody's been doing. Seeking their flesh and not desiring or seeking him first. And now here it is today. They don't want no one to talk about spirit and truth, because first thing they gonna say, they always trying to be too holy than thou, and this thing ain't all spirit. Baby, let me tell you something. Before it was, before it is, it was. So before you was, before you is, before you was, you is. When? In the heavens. That's spirit. You see what I'm saying? So when we want to get down here in the midnight hour and cut up from the floor up and try to make people think that it's not about spirit, that's because, like he said, they're trying to come after a higher. So I said, and I tell you all, the warning is finished. And what it is detailing is because, let me tell you why. He's saying that the Hebrew Israelites and the tribe of Judah, especially the tribe of Judah, they are going up against him. And not the synagogue of Satan, not the fake Jews, but him himself. That's what y'all said. Because when you go up against those in which I have also prophesied, the steps has been ordered of yours and them, and you refuse to follow them. You refuse to follow the steps in which I have ordered. You refuse to embrace the curse in which I have put on you. Instead, let me tell you what happened. Okay. I went to get 2 bags of dirt. I don't know, this bark or whatever stuff they put in the bag. Now I went to get 3 bags, and I need this man that I know. I need him to get it for me. So he went in and he got it, and it was so heavy, so he put it in, and we went somewhere else. Where was we at? We went somewhere else, and he said we was in line somewhere, and he said, "You know what?" He said, "I was at work, and we had this black guy and I started talking about what was going on, and the black guy, he was all in it, talking about what happened with the basketball player and Kanye, and then the white man came around and started standing in the conversation to hear our conversation and what we was talking about, and he tried to change the whole conversation." I said, "Oh, he did?" He said, "Yeah, he's got in the midst of us and he was trying to change our conversation. He didn't want to hear what we were saying. So he just going to come out of nowhere and try to come into the conversation and try to change it, try to control it." And I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "Ain't that crazy?" And he said, "Yeah, that was really crazy. I thought that was wrong." He said, "That's how they are. They always did things to us, and they did this, and they did this, and they did this, and they did this, and they did this." And I said, "How long have I told you? How long have I showed you in the book? Ahia did." And I said, "See, this is the same thing Ahia is saying about our black men. Gone. They won't digest spirit and truth. They won't grip the truth of the matter." So he started laughing. He started laughing. He thought that we had a Bible in the car. He pulled I told him, "Look back there, grab that Bible." When he saw it, I said, "See, now how many times I showed that to you?" Ahia just cutting up. I did it. I did it. I did it. How you like me now? "Oh, no, they did it. They did it. We can't get this. They took this from us. They took this from me." This is what the father said. Deborah, when the tribe of Judah flipped the script and say they did this and they did this and this is what they took and this is what they did, this is what they did, he said they flipped his own curse out of order. That's how they disown the curse itself. It's because they flip it. When they, just like this man did. He's 60, I think it was. And he's sitting here talking about this is what they did to us. Every time we try to get this, they trying to knock us down. When they try to get this, wait a minute. Where along the line will the men ever understand the curse itself? And the father said they won't. That's why the warning is over. They won't. And he was saying because the day that we're in today, what they're doing now is they out here thinking he said they so high. He said they are so high as a kite because they think they're doing something. He said they really think that they are doing something by going into the midnight hour, which is darkness, which is the high level of wicked and evil, pulling these people out, making them somebody in a higher that they are not. You know, that's what he says. False Christ shall rise. Don't go after them. Don't believe them. Come, y'all, here they are. They representing us. They got the mouth to speak. What make them have the mouth to speak? Because the darkness and wicked of their money and their fame. And you're going to put their money and their fame, and you're going to take it, and you're going to put it in front of the Father's face and say, we're going to use them to represent us instead of you. That's what he's saying. He said that he was showing me, oh, okay, I'll bring that back, Father. He was showing me how they have chosen their path, their way, to make it look good, make it feel good. You remember that man who died of a heart attack? I think his name was Sanders or whatever. Do you see how all the men that call themselves righteous will jump on that man's bandwagon no matter what he's saying that's wicked and evil? Well, that's what the Father said. He said what they did is they went and did the opposite of the warning in Abraham, in Matthew's, Luke, Mark, and John, telling you them there's going to be false Christs. Don't go after them, and don't go tell them to come see. Don't go after them. Don't believe them. That's what the Bible said in all those chapters. But what did they do? The Hebrew Israelite men decided to go in the darkness of the elites, take their men and make them men of God. That's what the Father said they did. You can't do that, Deborah. I said, Father, but you know you. He said, that's why it's over. See, they don't understand the raft of what they have started because they don't see nothing they doing. They can't even see wicked and evil. They can't see they're unjust. They're unrighteous in what they're doing. He said, because in them, in their eyes, all that they're doing is good. They thinking that these people gonna come and stand up on a mountain and proclaim that we are the true Jews. And the Father said, but Deborah, who told them they weren't? The one who stole their identity, they know that they are. I never said anything in this book for them to go and battle with the synagogue of Satan. He said, I didn't tell them to do that. So you see what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. This is showing you they asking for trouble. And they thinking that, oh, it's gonna pan out their way because this is what they orchestrated. The Hebrew Israelite men orchestrated this stuff the way that they want it. They boost these men up. Now, this is what happened. It's kind of sad. We got another prophet. No, I ain't gonna say another prophet. I don't know if that person can't be a prophet, but another prophetess who says Black Moses and Black Aaron, and you got another one saying the two witnesses. See how they done took these men and put them up on higher, and none of y'all won't say nothing to them. Nobody won't open their mouth, and these that shows you how God, Deuteronomy 28 mean what it says, and it says what it means. Until they are destroyed. They're going to have to destroy us as a people. Okay? Whether they like it or not. And that's what they don't want to hear. That's what they don't want to teach. That's righteous. That's spirit and truth. That's the light. That's the sort of stuff they don't want to teach. And it's not just that. It's a lot of things in there that they don't want to teach. So they goes out, and when they finish, these people are not coming out of the dark to represent your Father. They're not coming out of the dark to represent your Father, nor to do a darn thing for none of theirs, these Hebrew Israelite men. They're going to kick them in their tails and go right back out into the midnight hour. And look what they had done. Allowed all these Maureen, seers, watchmen, these so-called pastors, these so-called prophets, these so-called men of the most high or higher, these so-called wannabe, then misled the multitude to go after he said they're going to be false Christs. Go not after them. Christ represents power. They're going to be showing miracles and signs and wonders. And how is that? The way they speak, their action in what they speak, and standing on what they speak on. See, this is what y'all don't see. They're using that. Same identical thing that the fake Jews of synagogue of Satan in Revelation is doing. So how is it that the tribe of Judah is any different than the synagogue of Satan? See, they don't understand you're no different, baby. When you don't represent righteous, you don't stand on just, you ain't been branded in righteousness. You ain't been branded in faith. You ain't been branded in belief. You ain't been branded in fear. You ain't been branded in endurance. And so what make you who you say you are? You are Jacob's children of the promise that you will gain the land. That's who you are. You're not the promise of eternal life, like Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, is he going to have some? Yes, because I'm one. Tell the truth, shame Satan any time of the day. You see? I don't seek the synagogue of Satan to prove who I am. I am who he say that I am. I don't have to get out here and monkey around and convince people to get on this platform, the devil's platform, to like, subscribe on this here devil's platform. I cannot deceive you. I cannot mislead you. Why? Because I got the light, y'all. I have spirit and truth. So how can I mislead you, misguide you? I forgot. You have to step in the realm of darkness. That's the only thing one embrace. In time past, in the biblical, in the ancient times, always was like that. So he's saying that they have gotten to the point where they're making this whole issue about his holiness, about his power, about his authority, who he represents, and what he stands for. They out. Let me tell you what happened. I was just listening to about 4 or 5 hours ago, this one man, and all the other Hebrew Israelites, male and female, but a lot of the males, they chewing that man out. They chewing him out. He normally talk about sports, but since everybody got on this topic, he said his page been booming. So he feel he has the authority to get on here and talk about the fake Jews and the real Jews. And you should have seen how he did a open interview with a Jew. And the people were mad because him and the man, they were able to talk and get along and dialogue. And they were able to talk about things. But they were angry because this guy didn't have what it takes to sit down with a rabbi. And that's what I try to tell y'all. They're pushing these people out here to deal with these fake Jews, and they got the wrong. These people ain't educated in spirit and truth, y'all. These people ain't educated in the light. They're not educated in nothing. They are not sons by the Most High or higher to represent any righteous. So how is it you're going to stand before a rabbi, the synagogue of Satan, and Satan smarter than you ever be? You see how sick that is? Only time you can stand before Satan is when a higher is standing before you. You see? You can't go around here making these pages. And so now a lot of people getting on here, they booming, they starting all these different pages, they getting involved in all this stuff. And when it's said and done, y'all, guess what? These men, these Hebrew Israelite men, gonna be worse than they ever have been in life. And they can't even see it. Because they didn't go up against the basketball owners, or the synagogue of Satan's rules, and the elites that's among their wicked and evil, and been wicked and evil since the world been here. You know, let me tell you something. They didn't go up against them. They went up against Ahiah again. That's what the Hebrew Israelite men did. And when women get on here trying to support them, to me, you the less of the less. You ain't got no sense no way. You don't know your left hand to your right, nor your right to your left. So it don't matter. But the truth be told, let me tell y'all, these men got on here and they disrespect the Most High to the utmost. They told the Most High, we gonna support them. So what, they out there in the midnight hour? You ain't got nothing to say about it or do about it. We want to support them so that we can get our people to know who they are. And the fathers like to say, well, wait a minute, hold up, Deborah, tell them. Who told you you don't know who you are? Who told you they don't know who they are? When y'all got over here, you knew who you were. And everybody here and every around the world knew who you are. He said, now, how you like me now? You just fulfilled Matthew, Luke, John, and Mark. When I said nations against nations, you're going to be hated on all the corners because you're going to put darkness over me and show the whole world you willing to choose darkness and proclaim it has the power to do my work. And I did not call those young men to do my work. But you're going to put them as they the Christ, which is the power, which is the right hand, which is the stretched out arm. You're going to make them to be that over me. I didn't call you, and I didn't call them. But you're going to show the world your God. You're going to go in the darkness and get them out. And you're going to show it to the world. Say, this is they representing us. Well, you're going to need somebody to represent you. Because we giving you 2 weeks. And you're going to see all the things that they done. They're going to be right back where they started. Working for the synagogue of Satan. Ain't that deep, y'all? That is so deep. And I think every woman and man of the tribe of Judah who have sat around and not spoke against this stuff. He said, if you're not for me, you are against me. And if you cannot see that they went up against your Ahiah, the Hebrew Israelite men in the tribe of Judah went up against y'all. They never, when he told me they went up, they put a curse on top of the curse so that they won't have to see that the whole idea of the curse has to end. But we ain't gonna want to teach. We ain't gonna show these young men that the end game. We don't want them to know nothing about the end game. Oh no, we can't show them the end game, but we'll show them a lie. We'll go out here and we'll get false Christ and bring them forth and put them on high. That's what the Hebrew Israelite men did. So the warning is finished. You in trouble. And I know a lot of people say, well, when you don't, you know, it ain't nothing gonna happen. They're gonna be all right. We'll see about that. Okay. Time is no longer. We are in that day, in that hour, walking up on that minute. You see? And we thinking we got it going on. There's 2 promises. The promise of eternal, which Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was founded in the Lamb Book of Life up under. And then there's a promise of the land on the earth. Now, if you get that promise, you're just getting the promise to the land, not to the eternal life. Now, are there going to be some that's getting the promise to eternal life that's going to go over to the land? Yes. But not these stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient ones. They're going to leave, come in. He said they come in curse, and they're going to go out curse. So if you're going to come in curse and you're going to go out curse, what is it going to benefit you to stand on the mountain and proclaim that you somebody to the fake ones that has been who you are all this time? What is it going to change? You're going to still be in captivity. You're going to still be oppressed. You're going to still be cursed. He said you going out. When you come out, you're going to be cursed. Just as you came in, you was cursed. He said going out, you're going to be cursed. So you thinking you're going to be in this United Snakes, and you're gonna get those crisis that you uplift and boost and put up. You're gonna get them to represent you, and they're gonna give you reparations. They're gonna give you this, and they're gonna get, hey baby, he said you came in cursed, you're gonna go out cursed. I suggest each and every last one of you all to read Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, all the way to the end, and see how he says you ain't coming out until you destroy. You ain't coming out, child, until you are destroyed. And those who have placed crisis, false Christ up and said they represent a higher going to let their issues bring you down in the days to come. And yes, you're going to be probably still on this devil platform trying to build up, but each time you build up, you're going to still be falling as you build it. And a lot of people don't understand in this day and time that we're in. Let me tell you something. You're going to lose more than you're going to gain. Because this is not the time. We're out of time. We're in that day. We're in that hour. We're now walking up on that minute. Anybody in the live chat has any questions? Anyone has something they want to share, or anybody have any questions? So if you do, I still give you a few minutes. I appreciate each and every last one of you tuning in. And I want you to keep your eyes open. Please keep your spiritual eyes open to the next 2 weeks, just to see what is actually going to take place in the world. Okay. So I say unto you, just keep your eyes open. Praise the Most High, a higher. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Praise the Most High, a higher. And like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. No one has any questions? I guess I said a mouthful. No, they're not ready for it. They're coming for you though, because they think they're gonna get on your coat jacket. That's what they gonna think. They're gonna think they're gonna ease on in on your coat jacket. That's why. See, right now they could care less. They think they're on the top of the world. Now, how could you even do something like that and leave out a higher? Just set your own pace of what you think things should be and how it's going to go, and it's going to pan out. He didn't send them. He told you don't go after them. He told us, y'all. He told us not to go after them. And what we do, we go running right behind them and making them right and saying, what it was a very important that they are, a higher is using them to go after. Now, y'all listen to this. A higher is using them to go after the synagogue of Satan. They work for Satan. So how is it they gonna go after the one in which they work for? Do y'all get? Tell me the truth now. Do that make any sense? Does that make any sense? A lot of them thinking because they dropped a Kanye that truly that money they took from him, and maybe it might not have never been his. It was just to keep him under their power and control, because they gave it, and they gave it to him, and they took it so quick, so it might not even been his, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was just what you call money to control him. You get what I'm saying? But when you finish, just like he can kind of ceasing down now, you're going to see them going right back into what they used to be in. Right back in. Now, listen to this. How you're going to allow someone to rewrite a Bible and call themselves Yay-Z or whatever. I mean, somebody in that midnight darkness type of mindset. Why is it we thinking that is what we supposed to be running after? It's exactly what it's saying. They're going up against him. They can't go up against you and I. So who are they going up against? tell Yeshua when he went after Job? What did he tell him? I can get him to say this to you. I can get him to deny you. I can get him to curse you. See, Satan, no, he ain't trying to get nobody out of the will from the heaven that's orchestrated and ordained. He's trying to get them to do something against who? The Most High or higher. See, it ain't about you and I. It ain't about them. Like they thinking it's about them being the true Jews. It ain't about that. In heavens, there's no Jew. What part of that in here told you it was? The Father says that there's no Jews. When he told me that today, I was like, Father, wait a minute. Hold up, Father, y'all. Hold up, Father, y'all. You mean, why are they saying that? He said, Deborah, they are a people that believed in idling. They always idled. They always wanted to have something so that they can orchestrate and control to deceive many to think that they got everything in line. They are not Abraham and Isaac, seed of the promise. They are Abraham, Isaac, seed of the land. So you keep on messing around thinking that land gonna get you into eternal heaven, because it's not. That land is not gonna get you into eternal heaven. But that promise in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if you've been founded under that promise, you're going to go straight in like Abraham and Isaac and Jacob did. That's a different promise, though, y'all. See, they won't teach the people that. They won't lead the people into that type of understanding because it's over. It's finished. The warning is finished. So Sister Deborah going to be coming on here acting silly. That's what she's going to be doing. She ain't going to be doing no acting silly because it ain't nothing else left. They didn't went and walked their way to the utmost. And many people have fallen. Ahiah has behold. This is what he said. He has behold many following right behind him. Trying to make something be that it is not. Why isn't it? Because heavens have to loose anything that comes to the earth. They think they run it from the earth. And heaven's got to okay it with them. That's what they think. He said it has to be loosed in the heavens before it is loosed on the earth. It has to be anything that's bind. It has to be loosed. If it's bind on earth, it's because heavens has bound it. See, they got it all messed up. They think earth calls the shot and heavens follow the order. Y'all didn't know that, did you? They think heavens answer to the earth. They call the shot and heavens have to loose it and let it come down when they call the shot. See, that shows you right there. That's the mindset. Heavens don't have to loose nothing. Heavens already done loosed everything. That's why he says finished. How you like him now? And it's a sad thing. It is. It's sad. So I got beat up. I got beat up by Ahiah today, y'all. And it felt good too, didn't it? Oh, yes, it did. I got beat up real bad by Ahiah today. And it felt good. Because he was knocking me all kind of ways. And I'm like, but wait a minute, Father, y'all. Woo, woo. Wait a minute, Father, y'all. What did I do? Wait. I said, yeah, I knew that too. Woo. Oh, I remember that too. He had me going all kind of ways. But in it all, y'all, I was sad. I really was. Yeah, many ears are itchy in this hour. You sure right about that. I was so sad. I was so sad today. Because I was like, you mean Tim ain't nothing? You gonna come on, Father, you gonna come back, ain't you? You gonna do this, you gonna do that. Nope, Deborah, that's it. I told you it was finished. And he said, the only problem we don't understand, let me tell you what he said, we don't understand. They're going after him, not us. He said they're going after him. The fight now of the Hebrew Israelite is not after the synagogue of Satan like they think. It's him. Because he said, I warned them not to go out and follow that darkness and say that I'm out here. Now, when it I'm going to be all out. Why is it that I need, why she said it, why do I need Kanye and I got Deborah? Why do I need a basketball player and I got Deborah? Or you telling me the only way I can get something said is by somebody famous? Tell me, this is what he said. Tell me to go into this here scriptures of the Bible from the beginning and the end and give me somebody famous that I chose. Somebody famous that I chose. You ain't gonna find him. He said, not even one. I don't choose the famous. I don't choose the wealth and the riches in the darkness. That's their God. Their God is wealth. Their God is wicked and evil and darkness. And then you're going to turn around and say, I went into there and brought them out to prove you are a Hebrew Israelite. I need them to prove that. Oh, my y'all. As if I don't have mine already sealed with righteousness, branded with belief, branded with endurance, branded with faith, branded with righteousness. But I'm going to leave the ones I got branded from the heavens before the foundation of the world and go out into the midnight hour where the wicked and evil and pour the synagogue of Satan men out and use them to prove that you are the true Jews. The question to you all in the live chat is this. When you finish getting them, boasting, putting them on pedestals as crisis, what does it do for your Father in the heavens, the Creator, with these two claiming that they are the true Jews? What does it do for y'all? But listen to me what I'm saying now. If Sister Deborah get on here and say she is a servant of the Most High or higher, called, appointed, and anointed, a prophetess in the wilderness, and they over in the synagogue of Satan, and the Hebrew Israelite men, which is gone, go into the synagogue of Satan, pull out two people who say they Christ, bring them up, tell the people they can speak good for us. They change in the world. Baby, they ain't doing no changing because it ain't nothing change what a higher has not already orchestrated. You're just too ignorant to know that. He don't have to go into the synagogue of Satan and get their men out to speak on his behalf. What's the sense of having his prophets and his prophetess? Show me that in the biblical, where he had to go to the synagogue of Satan, pull them out, and let them represent him. You ain't gonna find it. You ain't gonna find it. He don't have to go that route. We are in the midnight hour, and we're gonna bring him that down that low. He said they didn't do it to you though, Deborah. They did it to me. They're gonna find out who I am in the days to come. He said it's enough that they put a curse on top of my curse so that they won't have to own up that I did that cursing. I put that curse on you, and guess what? That curse remain on you. You coming in, curse. You going out, curse. How do you like me now? Tell me how you gonna get out of that. You think your two men gonna get you out of that curse? Bring them on. Try. You have denied my curse of Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 to 67. You have turned a deaf ear and a blind eye. You have turned your whole face and back up against what I have said I have done. So you're going up against me. But you're going to know me in the days which is set before us in sorrow. They don't even know they walking his word out as they continue in what they're doing. Because he prophesied that. Mark, Luke, John, and Matthews. He got them in there. Don't go false Christ. Many gonna go after him. He said, come out this way, y'all. Here it is. They're going after the power. And they really believe these guys are the power of Ahia. Now, Ahia, well, they ain't doing nothing but saying they the true Jews. So what Ahia has to do with you saying you the true Jews? Ahia said, if Sister Deborah said, okay, watch this here. This is what the Father said. Okay, Sister Deborah, If you say you the true Jews, so what? I don't care who you are. What do that has to do with eternal life? What do that have to do with the lake of fire? What do that have to do with being a servant of mine? Because you a true Jew? Somebody done told y'all true Jews go to the heaven? Come on now. Jews go to heaven? So what's being the true? See, they got the word true, Jews. Where you find that in here in this book? Where have I sat down and spoken those words to my prophet of yesterday, of ancient yesterday and today? You won't find a prophet that'll tell you that. I didn't tell you it's about you being Jews. I never told y'all that. Heaven didn't release Jews. Heaven released spirits. So when do Jew become a spirit? And when do spirit become a Jew? You're teaching trash to a people who have the ears for trash. They don't have the ear for spirit and truth to hear what God said, the most high or higher in spirit and truth. Because that don't even make any sense, y'all. That don't even make no sense, none whatsoever. How is it somebody's going to jump up and say we the true Jews and we as... Now listen, this is why you don't need men to lead y'all. You don't need them to lead you. Oh, I got it. I knew it was something. Watch this here. This is why you do not need men to lead you. Listen to this. Let me see if I can still find it here. Because I think that's the one I had at first. Listen to this, you guys. Listen to this. It says, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Now, I want y'all to understand something. Children are their oppressor. I have an issue with that. You know why I have an issue with that? Only one that the children are oppressing are the mothers. Because these fathers ain't in the house. They never was and never will be. I think you all, please, let's do this. Let's get together and we're going to go different places and talk to elderly women and men. And we want to hear the stories of their fathers or them. Were they in the household? And if you can just try to talk to 10 elderly people and ask them, was the father in the household with the mother? Did they raise the children together? I mean, in my whole high school, not my whole high, see, back in my days, elementary was from kindergarten to 8th grade. Okay. For the from the 4th grade all the way up, I think to the 8th grade, they said that I was the only one that had a two-parent in the household. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what was said. All the way until I got to the 8th grade. It was always said. You see? So when I'm just showing you all those lies these men has told to give all this prop to men that have not taken on the talents in which Ahaya has given them, because they think those talents mean spiritual gifts. Mm-mm. It also mean the seeds that brought forth, that woman has brought forth as well. Because your first talent was what was given to your womb to bring up, to teach, to rule, to set guidelines, to serve Yah. Teach him how to serve Yah. Teach her how to worship Yah. You see, that was your first talent. A lot of people think it's the first talent was what they want to make it that it is. But your first talent is what's in you. See? So that's something when you get to the throne to be judged. That's going to be part of. They ain't worried about that. When we cross that bridge, when we get there, baby, let me tell you one thing. There won't be a bridge for you to cross. You're just too ignorant to know that. Ain't no bridge going to be there for you to cross. Okay? So what has happened in Isaiah chapter 3 in verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. They can't oppress the man if he ain't never been there. Go back, get 10 elderly. If you can, get 5 females and get 5 males. Ask them, were they in the household to bring up their children? I ain't talking about out on the streets drinking and on drugs, on crack in the prison. I'm talking about in the household and raise their children. Okay? You won't find it. You won't find it. So that's why I say people can lie all they want. Ahia did not take me around the multitude. Every job I had has always been around the multitude of people, where people spots me and automatically wants to talk to me about their lives, their issues, things they went through, things they're going through. I don't know them from a hole in the wall, but I don't care to know. White, black, blue, purple, green, it don't matter to me. I listen. I have an ear to hear. Okay? So, and it says in 12, Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12, "O my people, they which led thee caused thee to err and destroy the way of the path." Okay? So a lot of people would think, let me see what this here. A lot of people would think that there is women, because women rule. Rule means what you see today, women working, making sure the kids eat, clothes, school. That's the part of the rule he mean. He mean exerting himself above a man. Ain't no man been there for them to do it. It's taking care of business is what that rule means. And then what did he say? "O my people, thou which led thee." He's talking about before then, the ones that led thee to error. Watch this here. "And destroy the way of the path." That was men on men, y'all. That was men on men. Error. And they destroyed the right way and left the women there to rule over the house. Make sure rent paid, car note, clothing. Kids got clothes, they got food, they got lunch, they got dinner, everything. That's the part of ruling. See, and they messed that up and lied. But what did he say? Why did he orchestrate it that way? Because he said, because those that had led you to error. They led you wrong. And the thing about it that I had that. Let me get that. Boy, y'all, if y'all could see the what I had, and I sat here and I said, "Oh, this is so good, Father. This is so good." And I missed my page. I had it right here so I could show y'all what he was showing me. And I hate that I ran out of time, but it was really good. I was like, "Oh, I never thought." Okay, listen to this. Listen to this. Thank you, Father. Here it is again. Thank you, Father. Yeah. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 14. "Therefore, Ahia will cut off from Israel head and the tail, branch and rush in one day." Now listen to what the branch, the head and the tail is. "The ancient, honorable, he is the head. And the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail." You see that? Ahia said he's going to cut the head and the tail off. The honorable man is the head, and he's going to cut that tail off too, which is the prophets. Man that teaches lies. Now listen to this. "For the leaders of this people caused them to err." He was always talking to men. Men has them Hebrew Israelite men taught Isaiah 3 and 12, not Isaiah 3 and 12, that when he said, and the woman ruled over them. They want them to think that after it said, "and the woman ruled over them," it says, "O my people, they which led thee caused thee to err and destroy the way of the path." He was talking about the men. He was just letting you know when the men went out of the way of the path, because the men was leading the men and causing them to err, just like they're doing today, y'all. See, I'll tell you one thing about this here, the word of the Most High. If you study under the Ruach, oh, he gonna bust that thing wide open. Something that you don't know and you wonder about, he'll bring all that stuff up to you, and he will break it up and he will break it down, and you will walk away getting the fullness of understanding exactly what he said. And that's beautiful, y'all. That is beautiful. Okay, now right here in Isaiah 3 and verse 12. Guess what the men say? The women cause us to err. And would you believe all the honorable men have said that? That means all the so-called Hebrew Israelite mooring seers, watchmen, pastors and bishops, priests, prophets lied. Now listen to what he says. Now we can go into Isaiah chapter 9. Listen to what the Father says. Therefore, Ahiah will cut off from Israel the head and the tail. Ahiah will cut off the head and the tail. Now watch this here. The branch and the rush in one day. See, he ain't dealing with no time and season no more. He's going to show up and show out. And when that time comes, like Sister Deborah Cindy trying to tell y'all, it's going to be one way and it's going to be over, y'all. And y'all gonna be people gonna be looking for this here to happen. Look. Listen to this. And it says in verse 15, he's finna explain the head and the tail. The ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teaches lies is the tail. See how you say he's gonna cut that head and he's gonna cut that tail off. Now listen to what he said. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that led of them are destroyed. See, how is it that we are trying to run every way we can through a door to get away from that word destroy? Can't run, especially when you're in spirit and truth. When you are the elect, you can't run from it. It's sitting there looking at you dead in your face, letting you know, don't try to teach this thing out of order. Because when you finish, it's going to look you dead in your face. It's going to be what I say, and I say what I mean. And then he said in 17, therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men. Why? Because what did I tell y'all? They're going to try to put, they're boosting these young men ahead of them. That's why y'all didn't even catch it, why the Hebrew men are jumping all over the place, the elders, trying to get these Kanye and this basketball player to be their God, to be their idol, to be their spokesman. Because the Bible has prophesied it in Isaiah chapter 3, that the old heads are going to put the young heads, the young princes and the young men to be rulers. And the young men going to tell them, we don't want it. We ain't got nothing. We don't want to be what you're trying to put us up to be. And then this is what he said. Listen to verse 6. Listen to verse 17. Therefore, Ahiah shall have no joy in their young men, because he know what these men are doing. They ain't coming. These Hebrew Israelite men ain't rushing to support Kanye and this man for nothing. They thinking they gonna use them to put them on pedestals to go after the synagogue of Satan, thinking Ahiah gonna let them get victory in their land of their captivity. How he gonna let you do that? He already done told you you're going in cursed and you're coming out cursed. So where are you gonna get the victory here? In cursed land. Okay, then it says in verse 17, therefore Ahiah shall have no joy in their young men. See what he said? See, women, I'm gonna tell y'all something. See, right there, he's talking to you. He's not gonna have joy in their, not yours, their. I just told you. These nappy-headed Hebrew Israelite elderly men, and they're not really like real elderly, I'm talking about 45 and higher, they're boosting these young men, messing their minds up. Just like the Bible said, they have caused them to err. And they putting these young men up. What do you mean? Isaiah 3. What did he say? In Isaiah 3, verse 6. When a man shall take hold of his brother, of the house of his father, saying, thou hast clothes, be thou our ruler, and let them reign be under let you rule he ain't going to say. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of thy people. You see? So all of this is orchestrating how the Hebrew Israelite men trying to place these men, like these here men that they went and picked up as crisis and putting them up on pedestal. This right here telling you all about it. Now watch this here. And he said, therefore, in 17, therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their men. Letting the men know, I ain't got no joy in your men. I don't care how you have put them in academy. I don't care how you have put them in camps. I don't care how you have put them under your feet to teach them, to preach them. You have error, and you're going to cause them to error too. Okay? So you do what you want to do. You leading them to error because you've been led to error. Now watch this here. Neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this, his anger is turned away, but his hand is still stretched out. At all times, it's always stretched out. You know why it's stretched out? Because he know they ain't going to reach for it. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Just letting you know he's so righteous, he going to always have a hand out. Why? What is that hand? Anybody know who that hand is? That's that power. That power is always going to exist. So verse 18, for the wickedness burneth as a fire. Didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all. That's why he bring that fire. Listen to what he said. For the wickedness burneth as fire. It shall devour the Brussels and the thorns, and shall kindle in the thicket of the forest, the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Let me tell y'all something. This is the fire I was telling y'all about. I'm glad he brought that back to me because it's in Isaiah in another chapter as well, just like I'm reading it. Another chapter is like that. It's like 7 chapters in Isaiah said the same thing. 7 chapters, more, maybe more. It might be lesser or more in Ezekiel saying the same thing. Same way with Jeremiah. So he's wanting you to know you can run all over the place. You can go get your other books and say you're in this book and you in this book and this book and everything is wrong in this. And when you finish, you ain't going to escape it. So I, Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of it. And I say, and yes, that's why they got all these academies. That's why now when you go and you look at them and they are on all these corners in different states, you see a whole bunch of young ones out there now. They don't know they left from their right. They don't know if they're going or they're coming. They just trusting that this man say, I'm a king, I'm a leader, I'm a ruler, and they putting them up because they haven't done nothing since they've been up there. They know they ain't. And they haven't abided by a higher order either. So it don't matter. So I, Sister Deborah, say, I hope that you all got something out of that. And I hope you all took something with it. And you all do an interview with 5 elderly women and 5 elderly men. And just listen to them tell you were the father in the house. It is a known fact. They have never been in the house, okay? They have never been in the house doing the order in which Ahia has created them to do. From Genesis, when it was perfect. No sin. Genesis 1. Okay, so when you and even you can talk to your mother and let your mother tell you, or your father, and let him tell you, back in his days, it wasn't nothing like that. And see, that's why I say a lot of people be just lying. See, they just lie about today and knowing that it was so much wicked yesterday that made today what it is today. And they just tell us lies. They want you to think that yesterday was so good and today is so bad. That's why when they go talk about Torah your tail somewhere and sit down. Take your tail somewhere and sit down. In Torah, he ended the world. Okay? In Torah, Solomon and Gomorrah. In Sora, look, go somewhere and sit down with that. See, they don't understand. Ahia don't have no favorite part of this book. because it is inspired by him. He have blinked on this here book. Okay? The true word is in him. Yeah, I'm serious. And it's sad. It's sad because and I guess that's another way that our people, our young people, didn't get what they could have gotten, because we as older people have lied about everything so long to where here we are. Still lying. Ain't got nothing else better to do but to lie. Tell our children the truth of the whole matter. Wicked was high at the highest level back then as it is today. Only thing about today, he said, you worse now than your forefather. You worse than what it was during the time of your forefather. So Sister Deborah, again, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope that you got something out of it. Because, even though I be talking, I be learning at the same time. And I count that a blessing. I truly count it a blessing. I thank the Most High for the things that he has revealed to me today, because honestly, even though I was troubled in my spirit, it did uplift a lot of things in me. The more he tells me it's finished, the more he tells me the warning is finished, it's more so letting me know I'm coming. It's time, Deborah. It's that time. And I think that time is not time, but that day is closer than we can even imagine. I really think it is really closer than we can imagine. And that a lot of us thinking we're going to make it. We might not make it. We might not live to see that day. Because I was telling someone today that if anything ever happened to me, that's it. Because I truly, and I know this might sound crazy to y'all, I really believe I was the light of my family household. I really believed it. Always did. And to hear my mother, it's probably been 9 months now. It's been about 9 months. It may be, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 9 months when my mother and I was talking. I was over to her house, just spending some time with her. And she said, we was talking about the Bible. She said, you know what? She said, Booby, in the Bible, I used to read it all the time. But one thing I always believe, and that is that the Father always have a light in the house, in the household. And I always knew you were the one. All them years, y'all. All those years I felt, no, I didn't feel that. No, I didn't feel that. Because I guess that was another hedge that a higher had around me where I couldn't really feel it like I can feel it now, because I can see it plainly now. How she would give the other sisters them, do things for them, give things, spend time with them. She loved the way they look, they dress. She just loved them. My mother loved me too. My mother loved us the best way she knew how. And I always wonder, when you have so many kids, you're going to always have one or two that feel neglect. And in mine, my whole idea was to not allow myself to do one better than the other. And what I learned was jealousy. When you have 6 children, 7, 8, or whatever, you're going to have jealousy amongst them. And that jealousy is going to spill out as you being the cause of their jealousy, instead of them facing the reality that, okay, I'm just jealous of my brother. I'm just jealous of my sister because she looked this way or she act this way. She thinks she's smarter, and stuff like that. That's jealousy in between them. So they want to blame and say that, okay, you treating her better, and somebody like me, I don't want to tolerate that, because I believe, and I tell a lot of people this, I believe the Father has given me the gift to get to know my 6 children. I feel like that. And when he allowed me to know my 6 children, it was to let me know what he had given me and what I was among. And he taught me how to deal with each one of them at the level of where they were and is. And at that level, that's where I met them at. I met them at the level in which they were, not where I wanted them to be, or where I thought they should be. I came to their level. One level might be lower, one might be high, one might be in between. But you go as a mother that the Father has given you to learn these different spirits. You have to go to that level of where they at and meet their spirit, man. Do y'all get what I'm saying? These children didn't understand. I met their spirit. I know who they are. And that's the worstest thing they don't like about me. They don't like that at all. I can tell them who they are. And they do not like it. Because they don't like it because they can't deny it. And that's what happens, period. What an individual that Ahaya has given the gift and the ability to know these things. And amongst my children, I could meet them where they're at. Because my oldest daughter, she's a whiz. That's what I consider her to be, real smart and always was bright and, and she's real smart, real smart. And when her and I had a disagreement, I didn't go to that level of where I knew that I might lose. I go strictly into what is biblical. And when she get that, she good. She good, y'all. She don't have no problem. You get what I'm saying? So I even thank the Father. Father, I like to say that right now. I thank you for even giving me the ability to use your word to raise my children, because that's what I did. Sometimes my oldest son has a head injury, and when you're dealing with someone with a brain trauma injury, and they mood swings be up and down. Guess what I used? The word of God. That word of God can bring them up it can bring them down when they up. It can bring them up when they down. Wait a minute. It can bring them down when they up, and it can bring them up when they down. Don't tell me what the Most High can't do and how he do it. So my whole thing is I've learned who they were. And right now I'm getting ready. I think I told you I'm getting ready to get 6. I'm going to get like diaries with a little key or something to it. And I'm going to write into their books, in case anything happened to me. They always have that. But I want to so bad not to leave words of sadness and sorrow to the point where I want to let them know who they are and how I knew who they were. But on the other end, I want to give them victory to run the race, continue the race. But don't think I ain't going to have my father's a word in there. Oh, yes, I'm going to have them scriptures backing up everything come out my ugly mouth. Yes, I am. And that's how I have brought them up. And I do. I thank the Most High, higher for allowing me, because I never used it where, okay, John, so, Matthew, this, no, I speak it in short words and few words that I have also learned for every situation. And I don't have to 4 and 5 sentences. Nope, short and sweet. Bam, there it is. And it works. It works. That's why it's so important that our women would have gotten over up under the elders, just like the Father said. But the Father told me, Deborah, everything I told them to do, they did the opposite. So when they looking at what is going on, this is why. It's because y'all went up against what I said to do it your way. But it's so important that the elder women could have taught the young. Nowadays, the young don't want to hear the elders. They feel that's old. That ain't y'all did that back in your day. But baby, let me tell you something. It's the same higher yesterday, today, and forevermore. If you think today is bigger than y'all, you messed up from the floor, because that's the same one that was in my day, my mother's day, your day, and forevermore. He ain't gonna change. So you're gonna have to get with the program. So it ain't about, you old, or you that's what y'all did in that day. With me, that's going back to what I was explaining to you. The Ruach HaKodesh will teach you all things. He'll let you come in on your day, your mama day. He'll back that thing all the way up to today. So you have to let him be who he is, and not trying to be him and all that and so holier than thou in all ways. You have to let that spirit teach you what to say to people, and how to say it. But with me, I have an issue with how to say it. I have always had an issue with it. But guess what? A lot of people like it. A lot of people like it. And a lot of heathens, when I talk to them like this, they love it. They love it. They don't have, it's almost to me, I would like people to talk to me like this. Guess why? It's nothing hidden. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing hidden. You see? So therefore, I want someone to deal with me in truth. You see? Yes. Can truth be quiet? Yes. Can truth be humble? Yes. In a way, it yes. It can be silly too. It can be loud too. So what the Father was telling me today when I was talking to this other young man, is truth not truth because it's loud? Is truth not truth because it's silent? Is truth not truth because it's coming from a woman? Is truth not truth because it's coming from a man? Is truth not truth if it's coming from a young girl? Is truth not truth when it's coming from a young boy? Is truth not truth if it's coming from the synagogue of Satan? Is truth not truth if it's coming from the right Jews? You see, truth is going to be truth. But when you're dealing with the ones that saying that we the true Jews, and you're dealing with the ones that's the fake Jews, both of them are living the life of the synagogue of Satan. Both of them are practicing Satan's traits. So what's so good about you being the true Jews versus the true Jews in synagogue, said the Most High? Well, wait, hold up. What's the difference? What are you doing for your Most High Yah? Or are you doing the work of Satan? See? Does that make any sense, y'all? It don't make sense. So why are you going to take the curse and curse and put another curse on the end game of Deuteronomy 28 and start living as if everybody's doing something to you? They did this, they did this, they did this, they did this. And every time I pick up that book, I hear the Father say, and I curse you. I brought this upon you. I brought this upon you. And then it makes you feel, Father, you know what, Father, how could something be so simple, but yet so confusing? How could that be? He said, because there are those who don't want the simple things, which is found in spirit and truth. They don't want the simple things. They want their emotions, their feelings, their personal opinions, caught up in everything they want to believe. So they didn't turn simple into chaos, so they won't receive what is righteous. So it's kind of messed up from the floor up. Let's put it like that. So Sister Deborah, is not going to hold you long. And I hope, like I said, I hope you got something out of it. And I know I kind of stepped a little further into more and more. But I appreciate you all, like I say, tuning in. And I will see you all tomorrow. Do you all have any idea of what kind of topic you all would like to talk about? Let's do this here. Let's try at 7 p.m. We get us some hot chocolate, coffee, hot chocolate, and we get into our pajamas and we sit down and we talk. Let's do that. And we're going to talk about all kind of things. So let's do that. Let's try that. I think that'll work. And we just talk about a lot of things. Be silly. Have fun. Because like I said, he said the warning is finished. Many of you all have received in the days that is before us, you're going to realize that you receive a lot of good food for the spirit. And you're going to be able to use everything you've heard. Right now, you all might not even know. Y'all can witness to somebody. You can witness to a man that's a Hebrew Israelite, a woman that's a Hebrew Israelite, and shut them down. Because you have spirit and truth. You see what I'm saying? And you can speak that now. You have enough to run on and really speak spirit and truth to people, because that's what they need in this day and time. Okay. So I, Sister Deborah said, I enjoy you all tuning in, and I will be back tomorrow with my pajamas, with my hot chocolate. I don't know if I should get coffee or hot chocolate or hot tea. Well, I have to see. I think I deal with that hot chocolate. And I'm gonna cuddle up with my cover, and we just gonna be in talking. Did I tell you all that I had went to this estate sale about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and it was a radio system that I was going to pick up. And I looked in, I went into this big old beautiful house. And I'm going to show it to y'all right now. And I went into this big old beautiful house. And I went to get that stereo cassette, whatever it was, to put into the store. And all of a sudden I looked, I said, did somebody bid for that set? The lady said, ma'am, that said, I wish somebody would get it because we finished. You are one of the last pickup, and we got a few items in the garage. We put in the garage. She say, but we still got this here set, this living room set. And I was like, they didn't get this? She said, no one ever bidded on it. I was like, what if I didn't say what if I said, how much is it? I said, I like that. She said, ma'am, she keyed that up, y'all. The brand of this here couch, the couch. She didn't key up the chairs. Guess what, y'all? The couch was $4,900. You heard me? $4,900. I was like, she said, but you can have the whole set for $100. I said, Father, you ain't saying that, are you? I said, Father, you ain't saying that, are you? I said, I don't have it, but I will be back tomorrow. Because I was telling her, I thought she was going to say, honestly, I thought she was going to say, when you can just take it, for 20, 30. I shouldn't have thought that way, but I figured because they needed to get it out the house because they were selling the house. So I was thinking that, she was going to say there's something left, but I didn't have that 100. But I told her, can I come back tomorrow morning? She said, yeah, I won't be here until 10. I said, when I'll be here when you get here. You all, this is some sort of leather. And matte, I think it's MATT is the color, but it's red. I'm going to show it to you all. $100. The couch alone was $4,900. And her son said, ma'am, we've been hoping somebody would get it because we have to clean everything out of the house because it's up for sale. And I was like, why would somebody leave this couch here? That's why I was asking her. She said, because nobody bid on it. Nobody bid on that? And I know it. Y'all gonna laugh at me. Don't laugh at me, y'all. But I got that couch for $100. Watch it. Okay, y'all put a thumbs up if y'all want to see it. You want to see it? Put a thumbs up. I want to show it to you. I'll put a thumbs up, a thumb up if you want to see it. If you want to see the couch set, the living room set that I got for $100, and it is some sort of expensive leather mat. But if I gave you the name of it and you look it up, you're gonna say, how you get that couch? And the couch was $4,900. The other stuff, the two chairs wasn't that. But the two chairs was more, probably around about the same size because it was the two chairs. So it might have been the same price. But Sister Deborah is about to show you. I at least got to get 4 thumbs up, y'all, before I only have 1. I need 4. I don't want y'all to laugh at me. Don't talk about me. Please don't talk about me real bad. Please don't talk about me if you think it's ugly, but please don't talk. I want to show it to you. The reason why I want to show it to you because I feel I was blessed. I'm going to be honest with you all. I thought I was being blessed by I ain't no thought. I knew I was blessed by the Most Higher because you know how you raise it up and it's a beautiful, soft Real nice feeling. Okay, I got 2 thumbs up. Somebody come on now. I need 4. I need 2 more thumbs up. I want to show this living room set. $100. And then I took it to the storage where I have the lady that owns the flea market had gave me a space where I could store stuff for free. Okay, I got 3. I need 1 more thumbs up, and I'll show you this living room set. 1 more. Can I get 1 more? We got 8 people in the live chat. Come on, 1 more thumbs up, and that'll do it. Y'all don't laugh at me, but tell me, what do you think about it? If you like it. 1 more thumbs up, please. 1 more thumbs up. We got 3. We got 1 more in the live. 1 more thumbs up. 1. Counting down 10, 9, 8. We can't get another thumbs up to show the living room set. I'll give it a few more minutes. Thumbs up. Yeah, I give 3 more minutes. No, you can't put up 2. Okay, y'all. Okay, let me go on and do it. Let me show that to you, and then I want to and it's not shiny at all, you guys. It might look like it, but it's not. It's I think that my daughter said it's a matte, MATT. That means it's just like. Let me just shut up and let me show it. Okay. Oh, we got it. Okay, come on. Here we go. Now, you all better not laugh at me because I got $100 living room set. Here we go. Come on, show them the set. Can you see it? Wait a minute. Here's the chairs. Oh, my. Is this going to show you? I'm sorry, y'all. This is my laptop. I can't. Let me maybe turn it this way. And I'm going to go another way. Let me turn it this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, here go the chairs. And honestly, it looks like, if y'all see, you will see that this is just the way when you get on it, but it's nice and it's I can't even get it. No, I don't know. My kids, they got me this laptop a year ago, and I'm trying to there go the couch. Okay. And let me show it to you from the other. A different way here. There we go. There we go. There go the chairs. And here go the couch. I can't even show this right. You can tell I don't know how to use it. But it's beautiful. And it's nice and it looks like you can't. It's beautiful, y'all. It is beautiful. I got something else to show you. Look at the bottom of the couch, how the couch look. The chairs, they round. You see? The chairs, you see it at the bottom? That's the chairs. Okay. Now, as we go around this way, and this is the couch. from a different. Okay. I know I didn't do a good job. I know I didn't do a good job, but I just wanted to show y'all. But it's it looks like the chairs are sunk in, but it's not. It really isn't. And when you raise up the corners, you'll see it looks like a brand new. You can tell it's brand new underneath it and all. I was like, okay. So what do you all think? I guess you really couldn't see it that good, huh? So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all. And it is very comfortable. My oldest daughter, she loves furniture. Did you all know she fell in love with this one? She sat on that. She said, "Oh, Mama, you knew I always wanted a red." She said, "This is perfect. It's nice, and thank you. It is beautiful. It is nice and it's steady. And even though it's the leather on it, it just feels so good. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know how some of that leather be hard and cold. Not this one." So my daughter said, "Mama, this had to have cost because you have to really sit on it, and even the chairs you can climb up in it and ball up." And I said, "Ah!" So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in and looking at my uh, furniture. And I will say I appreciate each and every last one of you. Have a blessed night. I'll be back. Shalom and shalom.